What if I told you that there's a kind of woman who leaves a permanent mark on a man's soul? Not because she tried to, but because she simply was. And even if he walks away, dates someone else, or pretends he's moved on, deep down, he can't stop thinking about her. Could that woman be you? She didn't chase, she didn't beg, she just showed up as her authentic self. Her silence echoes louder than 1,000 words he hears from anyone else. And no matter how far he runs, a part of him still belongs to her. Her essence lingers in the spaces between them, a quiet force he can't escape. Even in the darkest moments, he finds himself searching for the light she left behind. No matter where life takes him, he'll always wonder, what if? In the end, he knows that no one will ever truly compare to the woman who touched him so deeply. Before we dive in, here's something you need to understand. A woman doesn't become unforgettable because of her looks, status, or charm. She becomes unforgettable because of how she makes a man feel. How she holds herself. How she carries her heart. And the space she creates in his world that no one else can quite replace. So what exactly makes a woman unforgettable to a man? Let's uncover the 10 powerful signs, and see just how many you carry within you. Number 1. You were his safe place. When life got hard, you were the one he turned to, not to fix him, but to listen, to understand, to simply be there. You offered a refuge where he didn't have to wear a mask or pretend to be someone he wasn't. That kind of emotional safety? He might not say it, but he'll never forget it. In your presence, he could let his guard down, knowing he was accepted for exactly who he was. The peace you gave him was something he couldn't find anywhere else. And even if he walks away, that sense of security will always linger in his heart. You were his anchor in a world that often felt unpredictable. No matter where life takes him, the comfort of your presence will stay with him, reminding him of what it felt like to truly be understood. Number 2. You understood him without words. You read between the lines. You noticed his mood shifts, the way he faked a smile, the things he didn't say. When words weren't enough, you could still feel what he was going through. That rare emotional intelligence, the ability to understand him on a deeper level without him having to explain? Unforgettable. It's the kind of connection that transcends words, where you could sense his thoughts, his fears, and his joys without him speaking a single sentence. And even in moments when he tried to hide it, you always saw through his facade, offering him the comfort of being truly seen. You knew exactly when he needed space and when he needed someone to hold him. That kind of intuitive understanding doesn't come often, it stays with him long after you're gone. Number 3. You loved him, not his potential. You accepted him as he was. You didn't love a version of him you hoped to build. You saw his flaws, his struggles, and still, you chose to love him fully. That kind of acceptance, where you embraced every part of him without needing him to change, is rarer than most men will ever admit. It wasn't about fixing him, or molding him into someone else. It was about loving him in his most raw, authentic form. In a world where so many seek perfection, you loved him for exactly who he was. That kind of love is unforgettable, because it's the kind that makes him feel worthy of being himself. And even when he doubted his own worth, your love reminded him of the strength and beauty he already carried. You didn't need him to be perfect, you just needed him to be real. And that's what made him feel seen, heard, and cherished in a way no one else ever could. It's a love that encourages growth without demanding it, one that gives him the freedom to be himself without fear of judgment. Number 4. You challenged him to grow. You didn't just support his dreams, you pushed him beyond his comfort zone. You saw his potential before he did and gently nudged him to become the best version of himself. It wasn't about pressure, but encouragement, about believing in him even when he couldn't quite believe in himself. Men don't forget women who awaken their better selves. You made him realize that he was capable of so much more than he thought, and through your belief in him, he grew into someone he could be proud of. The way you inspired him to challenge his limits will forever be etched in his heart. Even in moments of doubt, your voice of encouragement still echoes in his mind, pushing him forward. You made him want to be better, not because he had to, but because he wanted to, because you believed he could. That's the power of a woman who sees his true potential. Number 5. Your presence felt like home. Even in silence, he felt calm next to you. There was no need for words or pretenses, just the quiet understanding that you were there, and that was enough. You didn't need to impress him, and he didn't need to perform. It was simply about being present, creating a space where both of you could just exist without the weight of expectations. That peace, that feeling of being completely at ease in each other's company? It stays long after you're gone. Even in the chaos of life, the memory of your presence lingers, offering him a sense of comfort he'll never forget. It was the kind of connection that transcends time and distance, a calm that remains even when you're not around. Number 6. You inspired his best self. You didn't just accept him, you inspired him to be better. You didn't demand perfection, but you set a standard of greatness that made him want to rise to the occasion. Your belief in his potential pushed him to challenge his limits, to grow, and to evolve into a better version of himself. You brought out the parts of him he didn't even know existed, showing him how powerful he could be when he believed in himself. Your love wasn't about coddling. It was about helping him become the person he always had the ability to be. Even in moments of doubt, you encouraged him to keep moving forward, and that encouragement made all the difference. He'll never forget how you inspired him to dream bigger and be bolder. Number 7. You showed him what unconditional love really is. You loved him without strings attached, without expectations or conditions. You showed him that love doesn't require perfection, nor does it demand anything in return. It's the kind of love that accepts flaws, understands struggles, and still remains strong. You loved him not for what he could give you, but simply for who he was. Your love was a constant, unwavering presence in his life, and in a world where so much is conditional, that kind of love is unforgettable. It wasn't about keeping score or trying to change him. It was about showing him that he was worthy of love, just as he was. And even if he never fully understood it, he felt it every day, deep down in his soul. You gave him the rare gift of feeling fully accepted and loved, no matter his past or imperfections. That love was the foundation he could always rely on, even in his darkest moments. Number 8. You made him feel like the most important person in the world. In your presence, he never felt invisible or overlooked. You made him feel like he was the center of your world, whether it was through the way you listened to him, the way you remembered the little details, or the way you made him feel special without needing grand gestures. You validated his worth in ways that made him feel loved, appreciated, and truly seen. You understood that love is not just in the big moments, but in the small, everyday things that show you care. The way you made him feel valued, respected, and cherished is something he'll hold close forever. Even if time and distance separate you, the memory of being loved like that will stay with him always. You never made him feel like he had to compete for your affection or attention. He knew he was enough. And that certainty of being truly loved, without conditions, is something most people spend a lifetime searching for. He'll always remember how you made him feel irreplaceable. Number 9. You inspired him to dream bigger. You didn't just support his dreams, you helped him believe they were possible. When he was unsure of his abilities, you reminded him of his strengths. You encouraged him to reach for things he thought were out of his grasp, showing him that he was capable of more than he realized. Through your belief in him, you sparked a fire that pushed him toward greater ambitions. Even after you parted ways, those dreams will continue to guide him. Number 10. You inspired him to dream bigger. You didn't just support his dreams, you helped him believe they were possible. When he was unsure of his abilities, you reminded him of his strengths. You encouraged him to reach for things he thought were out of his grasp, showing him that he was capable of more than he realized. Through your belief in him, you sparked a fire that pushed him toward greater ambitions. Even after you parted ways, those dreams will continue to guide him. You made him see that his potential wasn't limited by his past or his current circumstances. Your unwavering faith in him gave him the courage to take risks he would have otherwise avoided. The confidence you instilled in him will echo in his decisions for years to come, pushing him to chase after the life he once thought was unreachable. You taught him that failure wasn't the end, but merely a stepping stone to success. With you by his side, he learned to embrace challenges as opportunities for growth. Now, no matter where life takes him, he'll always remember how you made him believe that the impossible was within his reach. As much as life changes and paths diverge, there are women who leave an indelible mark on a man's soul. Women who inspire, challenge, and help him become the best version of himself. You may not even realize the depth of your impact, but it's there, in the quiet moments, in the times you believed in him when no one else did, and in the ways you made him feel truly seen. He may move forward, he may find new experiences, but he'll never forget the woman who helped him dream bigger, love deeper, and live more fully. Your influence stays with him forever, even if you're no longer in his life. Remember, the most powerful thing you can do for someone isn't always in grand gestures or words. It's in showing up as yourself, authentic, unwavering, and kind. Your true impact lies in the small, meaningful ways you make others feel valued and understood. Stay true to who you are, because that's what will leave the greatest imprint on their hearts.